Hi, this is Dion from Risen Video Productions. This morning we're going to be going over the command palette and how to reassign your keyboard and duplicate your keyboard in the settings. Let's begin. First, as you can see, I already have a project already open. What we're going to do is we're going to come over to where it says Bins, Volumes, Settings, Format, Usage, and Info. We're going to talk about these in a later discussion, but today we want to focus on settings. There's two ways to get to your keyboard settings. One, you can actually scroll down to where it says Keyboard right here, or when you open up the settings, if you just press K on your keyboard, you'll jump down quickly to the first K, and luckily for us it says Keyboard. As you can see, I already have a keyboard selected for Dion. Today we're going to talk about how to create a new one and using the command palette. So what you would do is you would come up, you would highlight the keyboard and hit Command D. By hitting Command D, you're duplicating this keyboard setting. We're going to check it and open it up. Here we go, we have the default setting. You can actually click on this and you can rename it to whatever you like. Today I'm just going to do AVID. Click away from it. And here we go. So now we have our keyboard that we want to reconfigure by using the command palette. There's a couple of ways to get there. You can press Command 3, which will bring up your command palette to reassign. Or you can come over to where it says Tools, come down to where it says Command Palette, and click on that as well. Either way, it'll bring up your command palette. Now, in order to reassign the buttons or to change these buttons here from the ones that we have up here, you have to make sure that it is the button to button reassignment. If I'm on active plate and I try to reassign a button, notice it won't let me do anything. If I do the menu to button reassignment, that button cannot be changed. So we must have what is called button to button reassignment. Now I can come through, I can grab a button and I can drag it over the button I would like to reassign. And as you have these command palettes open, if you come and click down in your timeline and you hit F3, as you can see, my F3 button is moving. I am moving over one frame at a time. I am stepping back one frame at a time. And if you look over here to the timecode display, as I push F3, I will move over one frame at a time. Another thing you can do is you can actually come to a button that you would like to move. Let's say I would like to have my mark in over here to my S. As I drag it over, notice the mark in is here, and now the go to the next step is there. If I take it and I drag it back over the button, go to the next is there, and the mark in button has moved over. You could also go to Play, and in the command palette it has all the different functions on when you're actually trying to play in the source or record monitor. You have play forward, play reverse, loop. We also have the edit. These will allow you to do your edits inside the record monitor and also in the timeline. Trimming. We have all the trim functions. We also have the effects palette. Anytime you're doing any type of effects within the record side, here is the effects palette. We also have the 3D buttons. We also have the color correcting whenever you're doing various types of color correcting. Multicam buttons, how to go ahead and set up your multicam. Tracks, you can set up your buttons if you want track video track 1, video track 2. Sometimes you want video track 3. Or video track 4. I like to do the reverse of things. If I have video track 3 and video track 4, hold the shift key So now I can turn around and go audio 3 and audio 4. Here we have the smart tools. All of the smart tool functions that you see here are actually here as well. You can actually assign buttons. As you can see, it has the overwrite button on B, the splice in button on V. You also have others, which is the fast menu button, focus button, add to script marker, dual split monitor. Here we have the blank key. If you have items you no longer want on your keyboard, you can have the blank button to remove them. We also have add markers. If you'd like to add a marker, notice you cannot put anything on these commands are already isolated to do other functions. These keys are non-reassignable. I can't put anything on there. But if they have an identification marker on it, like F1, you could assign those to whatever you like. Holding the shift key would give you the other option. We also have the workspace, color correcting workspace. You can come through and reassign for color correcting. Source and record. Edit effects. Audio editing. Color correcting. Full screen playback. So there you have it. We duplicated a keyboard to create an additional keyboard. We used the command palette to modify our keyboard. We discussed how you must have the button-to-button reassignment in order to reassign your keys on your keyboard. Once you're done, go ahead and close out the command palette. So you can actually go through and close out your keyboard. What I'm going to do is I'm going to toggle through these up here. You can close this out. I like to personally go Command A, Command S to save the settings. Now let's go through and test our settings here. I'm going to type in the K for keyboard, bring up our AVID keyboard so we can go through. So here we go. I'm going to press source and record, effect editor. And as you can see, as I'm clicking on the button, it's actually activating what I want it to do. I'm now in my audio mixer. I am now in my color correcting mode. Go back to source and record. I can also do the same thing without clicking on these buttons. I can press the F3 button, which takes me now to my effect editor, my audio mixer, my color correcting, and also F6 for full playback. Pressing the spacebar will activate the play. And there you have it. Today we talked about going into settings and duplicating a keyboard setting, modifying your keyboard by using the command palette, and using button-to-button reassignment by assigning buttons. We also talked about how you can move button functions from one side to the other and reassigning buttons in certain locations, and also how you must have the button-to-button reassignment selected in order to reassign your keyboard. Well, I hope this tutorial has been helpful for you. If you have any questions, you can reach me at risenvideo@live.com. This is Junius Dion. Have a great day.